Man, it's been a while since I've even stepped into this game. I'd be lying if I said I'm a little scared. But I also looked up the code.
Scratch's wake's double. He tricked us. He almost got the clicker from me. The whole plan has gone out the window. How could we get this so wrong?
Textbook boondoggle.
You said it, Anderson. It's a shit show. So what's the plan?
Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over. I should have trusted my gut. Had a bad feeling about him when we found him at the lake. When that insane monster cloud came at me in the woods, I saw a face inside it. Wake's. I think he was always a monster. Always Scratch.
Okay, I was gonna say, you know what? Let me just get the code. Put this in. Yeah, I didn't know how the fuck to look this one up. It gave you some clues, but yeah, I looked that shit up. Inventory full. Wow, that's great.
The FBC usually handles stuff like this, right? Any thoughts?
Hold up. You brought a paranatural object in here without telling me and then almost handed it over to a hostile entity?
I didn't know if I could trust you. That was a mistake. So was believing Scratch. But it's not too late. I just need to understand more.
You got that right. Let's start acting like we're on the same side, yeah?
So tell me what I'm missing. The FBC must know something.
Good news, we have Bureau intel on all of this. Bad news, it's highly classified. Good news, consider yourself deputized into the Federal Bureau of Control. Here's a key to the cell where we keep the files. Happy reading.
Okay. Thanks. Go team.
Okay.
The horror story's changing reality. It made it so my daughter died here, even though she's supposed to be back home in Virginia. Do you know if that's...
AWEs are localized distortions of reality. The area outside town might not be affected. Sometimes they expand, sometimes they fizzle out. If we can make sure it's the latter, your kid might be fine.
The whole thing is a nightmare. I can't let my family be torn apart.
Having family isn't easy in this line of work. The late nights, travel, alternate realities threatening their existence. My ex-wife couldn't take it.
Karen, you're better off without her. I know I am.
You really don't remember Logan living in Virginia with me and David?
I remember you and David having problems. You needed a break. You and Logan moved to Watery and then Logan, well, that awful thing happened. After you came back to work, I thought you'd be the perfect partner for this case, if you were willing to return to the area.
Okay. That's enough.
Damn. That's crazy.
The story is changing your memories. What you're remembering is fiction. Logan is alive. I'm not divorced. We never moved here. I remember the truth.
No. Wake or Scratch, whoever that was, said the story could be used to attack us. We all need to question what's real. With that said, how do we know the story isn't giving you false hope?
I can't convince them. I just need to change the story.
Damn. Been a while since I hit this right here. Wake has been contacting me from the dark. I assumed something strange was happening with time. But what if it's simpler than that?
Huh.
Their goals are the same. Could mean Scratch and Wake are one and the same, or just a coincidence. Casey, the thing that attacked Casey had Wake's face. There was never any way. Pretty menacing note inside. The FBC brought powerful arrays to subdue the Taken.
The dark presence is vulnerable against bright light. At least that makes sense.
Casey, David and I took a break. Water.
I know what is real and what isn't. A megalomaniac writer can't make me doubt that. I have more family than I even knew. And I need to protect them all. Investigating the story's lies led me to a family I didn't know I had. Or was finding them part of the story too. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Wake's story created surreal and disturbing alternate life for me, but it also revealed something. I do have roots in this town. Profile.
I can tell something is wrong. What's happening to Casey?
I'm a goner. Swell. A shadow crawling under my skin. In my head. Call my ex. Tell her I'm sorry. Terminal case, Casey.
Something is wrong with him. He's hurt worse than he says. He's scared.
What Scratch wants.
Scratch was pretending to be Wake. Manipulating me. What does he want from me? No! I'm in control here. It's my mind place. He's powerful. Too powerful. Just his presence here makes me feel sick. Like a wave of terror through my head. I feel his single-minded drive to get the clicker. I assumed Wake escaped the dark place. Is it possible he's still there?
The Big Apple in an ocean of darkness. Gone diving. Note from my editor. You're using the wrong tense. Trapped in a loop. My friends will meet him when I'm gone.
Wake is still trapped in the dark place. Maybe he always was.
Damn. This game gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Wake is trapped in the dark place. He's been reaching out, communicating with me in the overlaps.
Good question.
Ai vittu.
Is this about this dude?
I'm sorry about your brother, Ilmo.
Jaakko was all heart. He always went along with my ideas, no matter how stupid they were. Always happy to help. I got carried away. I never think things through. It's my fault.
I realize it's a bad time. But I need you to tell me everything about the Cult of the Tree.
The cult is my craziest idea that ever worked. Look, what kind of a cult calls themselves a cult? Exactly. We protect water in Bright Falls. We're the good guys. A secret neighborhood watch. Well, that was the idea anyways. Look, we've always known about the horror inside the lake. When any Taken come out, we kill them.
You don't turn people into Taken. You kill the ones who already have.
I thought he was bad. Bad guy.
You were trying to kill Alan Wake. Why?
Nothing good has ever come out of Cauldron Lake. The nightmare that hit Bright Falls in 2010 was all because of his writing. And ever since then, pages of his stories are floating up from the lake, and monsters keep popping out. It's all him, Wake. And if we don't stop him, no one will.
Wake's evil doppelganger Scratch is the threat we're facing. Not Wake. And I will stop him.
I've never heard of anyone called Scratch.
How long has the cult been around for?
Certain folks around here have always known about Cauldron Lake. Before us, it was the Torchbearers. And when I inherited the mission, I wanted to call it a cult. It was genius. Just the name did half the work. Made people too scared to go into the woods at night. Business 101. Fear is a great motivator.
Smart man. The Cult of the Tree targeted people already corrupted by the Dark Presence. Their goal was to protect the community. The cult's intentions were good. He's never heard of Scratch.
Yes.
Okay, so they don't even know who that is. The cult found Wake's pages inside Taken and believed he was the cause. Yes, neither could I. Ritual was meant to destroy Taken, not create. So they were trying to, huh? Still pretty crazy.
Okay.
Meant to destroy, but so they just start killing them. They just killing people out here. Gosh. People don't think.
Ilmo said the cult kills Taken. Is he telling the truth?
Surplus deer masks buy in bulk. We've got a floater, a Taken on the shore. Call the gang Jaakko. We are going hunting. Cult of the Tree. Keeping the town safe since 2013.
Ilmo is telling the truth about the cult. They really were fighting the Taken. We're on the same side.
They were acting crazy.
If the cult is killing Taken, then why did Nightingale turn into one?
Private party. Invitation only. Wrong time, wrong place. Time to go, Yaku. A job half done isn't done at all.
Nightingale became a Taken because the Bookers interrupted their ritual.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
I'm gonna deal with the situation, Ilmo. But the town will need protection until we sort this out. I could use your help.
Right. Right. I'll round up the gang. Whoever's left. We won't let these fucking monsters hurt any more of our people. We'll do my brother proud.
Thank you, Ilmo.
They covered all the bodies. Thought I did this one. No. There's 1, 4, 6, right? Thought I did this. Maybe I didn't. Wait. Beware. Call for the tree. There it is. Huh. That will. Hmm. Okay.
I'm sure Sheriff Breaker wouldn't mind me borrowing this.
I just realized I could have put
I'm so sorry, Yaku.
this one down. Break action shotgun. Wide pellet spread makes for efficient close range. Semi-automatic. Good stability and capable of high sustained damage. Yeah, that's the one I should have. Quick slot.
You were the bigger than me.
You'll be alright. Okay, I need to swap this. Maybe I can keep my crossbow. I don't think so. Maybe. Keep that there. Handgun. Okay. Little everywhere. Go. Little organization. What did you
Anybody see
see?
what our commotion was about?
Who knows? If it's not one thing, it's the other.
I think they've got the Koskela brothers locked up in there. I saw them
Anybody
go
see
in
what our
earlier.
commotion was about?
Who knows? If it's not one thing, it's the other.
I think they've got the Koskela brothers locked up in there. I saw them go in earlier.
Oh dear. Probably got them for what happened to poor Mocha the Moose.
What's going on over here? You look a little lost, sir. Interesting. Over here. Like how dark it looks. Oh, I just remembered.
I need
was
to go
supposed
back. Got a case to solve.
Forgot about that. Gotta go to the prison cell. Right. There it is.
The cult didn't trust Wake. Or is it Scratch? Wake isn't the first person the Dark Presence disguised itself as.
Okay. Transcript of interview with subject Alan Wake suspected. Mr. Wake, you have been taken into FBC custody and will receive an in-depth interrogation at a later date. But for now, I need to ask if there is anything you can tell us regarding the incident at the hotel. Anything we may need to know. There's a force here you don't understand. Presence. It's after me. It wants to consume me. Consume everything. Yes, you mentioned this dark presence before. Why does it want you? It feeds on artists, the art they create. It wants me because of my writing. But it can be any form of art, an artistic expression. any artistic expression, music, painting, film, photography. It can feed on any of it, all of it. You have to believe. We are well aware of its entity, Mr. Wade. We've been tracking the situation here for a long time now. You yourself have or been on our radar for over a decade. I'm sure those nuts in the research department are just going to love checking you out. Hey, make a note to redact that before submission. Let's get back on track. You mentioned a light switch earlier. Where is it now? I don't know, but I need it. I can't end this without it. Will you help me get it? Mr. Wade, you are in custody, pending charges for breaching the numerous federal violation codes. We are not going to give you a suspected paranatural object. You are. You're not fucking listening to me. Has to be. We are listening just fine. Now, do you have any accomplices? Fuck you. Let the fucking let me the fuck out of here. It's coming for me. We're all in danger. The interview was terminated due to subject being uncooperative. The Shadow, throughout extensive interviews with witness regarding Shadow, has been discovered. Okay, redact and redacted, both present during the Alan Wake era. I don't know. Reported seeing a woman named Barbara Jagger in Bright Falls at the time. Jagger is a former actress and Bright Falls resident who immigrated with filmmaker Thomas Zane, Finland, and was reported to have drowned in Cauldron Lake during a redacted awe in 1970. Research staff had concluded that Jagger's appearance is likely a case of shadow manifesting in human form. Research is ongoing on the nature of the connection between the shadow and the psychological signatures available for it to mimic. Current hypotheses are A. The shadow can only manifest as artists or individuals tangentially involved in the creation of art, who have operated within a certain physical range of Cauldron Lake. B. The shadow can manifest as any individual contained, definition needed, within Cauldron Lake. Research is actively ongoing.
The lake is a gateway to the dark place.
The Parox. 1900 hours on September 13, 2023. Reading from a remote surveillance unit monitoring Cauldron Lake. A known threshold to what researchers theorize is the origin dimension of A040, the shadow, past acceptable limits. Attempts to contact FBC research facility WA03, codenamed the Lake House, was unsuccessful. On-site event verification is not possible. Research procedures are initiated with immediate effect. Lead agent K. Alvarez will mobilize investigation unit Beta from the remote operations site at RIDAC. All available shadow specific equipment has been approved for use in the field. Objectives to confirm an active event. If an active awe is occurring, the dispatch team will identify its nature and severity. limit exposure, and attempt to contain or neutralize the source. If no event is active, check monitoring equipment. Perform a limited profile sweep of the area and check status of the lake, house, and its staff. Additional information. Relative operations in the area include Cult of the Tree, redacted, and Alan Wake, currently missing. Okay. It's not just music, writing, music, painting, film, photography, and any artistic expression can be it. Nightingale was already taken. Cult's ritual would have stopped him, but it was interrupted. Nightingale ritual was the only one interrupted. That's why he was the only taken among the cult victims.
I need to know what information I can still trust.
Wait.
Wake told me the clicker would fix this. But Wake was actually Scratch. How can I trust anything he said?
The artist must conclude his work. He rides a storm on your piece. Wake up and smell the danger. We told you already, kiddo. What Tom said about the light switch is true. Don't let the story confuse you. You need him to write the ending you want. The clicker can make that ending come true.
But we don't have Wake. Everything we knew about the clicker was true. He wasn't lying.
Well, of course he wasn't. Let's see if there's anything I can take from over here.
Scratch told me the clicker can be used to change the story. Does that match your understanding of this thing?
Yeah, the light switch is a paranatural item, maybe even an object of power. We have verified reports that Alan Wake was in possession of it during the AWE here back in 2010. It definitely has power. We know that much.
I can come up with a plan. I always do. So the Cult of the Tree actually kills Taken. They were on our side, even if their methods are misguided and criminal.
It looked right from where we were standing. Nothing's what it seems in this case. Too many stories contradicting each other. Too many versions of the truth.
We have a lot of catching up to do after this thing is all over. Everything is different now. My family, me, the whole fucking world.
I'll buy the coffee, Anderson. Partners to the end. This case is one for the books.
I see what you did there.
Why is this still open? I'm missing something. Maybe?
What the hell is a para-utilitarian?
No, I didn't read this one. What? Oh. Based on reports, the item, the light switch from a lamp cord, with part of severed cord still attached. Eyewitness accounts suggest that if the item possesses the ability to alter reality, the changes being based on redacted. When used by a capable para-utilitarian parsing this item's effect from that on the Cauldron Lake threshold responsible for recurring awes in the area is difficult because the only reported use of the item have occurred near this threshold. Without more data, we cannot confirm that the item intensifies the effect of the threshold or vice versa, or if there is no connection whatsoever. Recorded material from Dr. Hartman from Becoming a Redacted have revealed that Alan Wake eliminated Barbara Jagger, likely a physical manifestation of a redacted, by inserting the light switch into its chest and flicking the switch. The item is confirmed to have been used in 2010 to turn fictional writing into reality. However, it is unclear what the restrictions and limitations of this effect are. Conclusion: the light switch is a possible OOP, but the team cannot conclusively clarify the item based on secondhand accounts. Proper examination and testing is required in order to determine classification and precise effect of this item.
The clicker can fix this, but I can't use it without Wake. Tor knows about this stuff. Maybe he can help. Wake is still in the dark place. How do I get him out?
We live and breathe rock and roll. From the silence of screams, from the fever of dreams. The clicker can amp up other works of art, not just Tom's writing. Anything created with passion. The dark power of the lake will make it creep into reality. But if the holder of the clicker believes in the art, they can make it all come true in the flick of a switch.
I can use the clicker without Wake. Only Wake's writing can change the horror story. But I can use the clicker to change something else. Like getting Wake out of the dark place.
Keep turning. Get there.
I will use the clicker to change reality and bring Wake back at Cauldron Lake. I'll need the right work of art, but that won't be a problem. I've got it now. I just need to tell the others what to do and fix everything. For good. So we need Wake to fix the story, right? That hasn't changed. So here's what I have. Wake's still trapped in the dark place, under the lake. I think we can use the clicker to get him out. But first, we need a work of art. Something other than his story. And that'll get him here.
I'm not filling out the paperwork for this one. I wouldn't know where to start. But I'm sold.
Okay. Look, this feels like something that once we get the ball rolling, there's no turning back. You sure you have it all figured out?
This is the beginning of the end. Wait, this is the beginning of the end game. Travel to Cauldron Lake. You need to save progress. But you need to save your game first. Exploring and traveling to other areas will be limited if you choose to continue. I cannot.
Not just yet. Give me a moment.
Okay, Anderson. You let me know when you're ready.